Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Naayantara. I am a mindset coach and an inner peace facilitator, and this is Manifest with Naayantara. Today, as the title suggests, I really wanted to talk to you guys about the uncomfortability that we feel when we are going through a personal expansion process. So, any time that you have birthed a desire and are embodying the characteristics of the version of yourself in alignment with that desire, you are actually engaging in practices that are unfamiliar to you. The unfamiliar is new territory. So this is a landscape that you have never traveled before. So although you may feel excited and happy about the fact that you are moving towards your desire, your imagination is in play, coupled up with the fear of the unknown, and this can actually work against you. The fear that you're feeling is going to be laced with uncertainties, with doubts, with maybe even feelings of unworthiness. And these are the things that are being held up deeply in your subconscious mind. The thoughts that you're going to be having at that time will potentially trigger a chemical response in your brain, which can push you into the sympathetic nervous system. So this is going to feel extremely uncomfortable for you at points. This is going to come in waves. But this is absolutely normal. So if you're doing the work, what do I mean by the work? I mean, you're doing the inner work. That means that your inner world is beginning to transform, and so too will what you experience. You're going to start attracting new opportunities to you, new fresh experiences, new people. This is also going to feel very unfamiliar, therefore it's going to feel uncomfortable. So all of these new faces, new places, this new belief system, this is a lot of exposure to the new. And if you're also in the middle of the situation, it means that you still got things going on in your existing reality while you're moving to the next step of your life. So, you're going to feel very unsteady and it may feel confusing for you. So these are the things that I employ for myself. I have 4 top tips for you, things that you can engage in, practices that you can have every single day that will help you to ease you while you're going through this process, plus a bonus tip. So essentially 5. My first top tip is going to be journaling. Go out, buy yourself a journal, and every single night, I want you to pour out onto this journal any feelings of uneasiness, anxiety, insecurity, things that you would normally not want to share with other people. Pour it out into your journal. In the work of shadow work, journaling is extremely important, and that's because oftentimes as human beings we shy away from the things that we don't like about ourselves, all the things that society has deemed to be wrong. We push it down into the shadow self, and therefore we create separateness. We're not actually living in our authenticity. So by doing the shadow work, by journaling, by writing everything out, be uncensored, be unfiltered. This is your journal. Write in it as you will. If you've had an egotistical moment, if you had a moment of insecurity where you were comparing yourself to somebody else, if you felt unworthy, unvaluable in whatever moment of that particular day, pour it out into the journal. It's going to be a way to bring those feelings up into the light so that we can find a way to integrate with those things to step into our true authenticity. This is going to empower you eventually. So once we move from top tip number 1, we're going to move into tip number 2, which is going to be to double down with your meditations. Get into your breath work. What do I mean by doubling down? If you only meditate once or twice a day, you're going to begin meditating 3 or 4 times a day. Why are you going to be doing this? Because when we get into our nice meditative calm state, we are present. We sit in the present moment and we feel still and we feel calm, peaceful, and ultimately safe. This helps us to create a feeling of safety. We can get back to ourselves and say, okay, I'm fine. So doing your meditations, doubling down, and it's going to be very beneficial. Tip number 3, use the meditative state and get into your affirmations even more. Whether it's that you listen to an affirmation track or that you are saying your affirmations out loud, whatever it is that you're doing, affirm in this state. Why are we doing this? When we're in the meditative state, our brain begins to go into the alpha state, which means that our brain waves slow down. We can bypass all of this that happens at the front. The thinking mind is slowed, and we can get deep into our subconscious self. It's a really great way to go through a self-hypnosis. You want to reprogram some of those insecurities that you're holding inside of yourself. You want to flip them and create affirmations that are going to be for your benefit so that you can step into empowerment and feel good whatever phase you're going through. Tip number 4 is going to be for you to keep showing up. Don't stop. The only way that we're going to get really familiar with this terrain that we're not used to is keep walking it. Keep seeing the new faces. Keep going to the new places. Keep on with the new belief system. Keep up with the exposure. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. This is going to be powerful when it comes to your trust, how you trust in yourself, that you know that you've always got your back, and also to grow that mental grit, that willpower. And what do we always say that is actually true? Where there's a will, there is a way. So by strengthening that will, because you keep showing up for yourself, you keep doing it, even though you are scared, you are courageous because you keep showing up. You build that willpower and then you find a way. My bonus tip, my loves, is going to be while you're going through this process to really see yourself and treat yourself from the higher version of yourself. The higher version of yourself is like an assertive, loving parent. The higher version of yourself will offer you compassion, patience, but will discipline you. The higher version of yourself will always show up for you, will always be there for you. So parent yourself during this process. Be easy and gentle with yourself, but continually remind yourself why you're going in this direction, the desire that you are aiming for. So let's recap. Tip number 1, journaling every day, every night before bed. Tip number 2, doubling down on your meditations, getting in that calm state, taking you out of the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic. Tip number 3, use the meditative state because your brainwaves have slowed down so that you can reprogram some of those old beliefs, put in the beliefs that you want about yourself, empower yourself. Tip number 4, keep showing up. Don't stop. Build that willpower, build that internal strength. And your bonus tip, be kind to yourself along the way. And before I forget, have your team that you lean into. You're going to have people in your life that want the best for you, that want you to succeed. Have your team that you can go to when you're feeling this way, that will also assist you and keep reminding you why you're doing this. That's today's video, my loves. I know that this is extremely helpful, and I would love to know, what do you do? How do you manage the uncomfortability of when you are transitioning into a different version of yourself, changing jobs, moving to a new city, moving to a new country, and having to manage all of those feelings? What do you do? One of my blessings in my life is a great friend that I have, And she is so diligent when it comes to her training, and that's where she meditates. She meditates on the treadmill. She's on that treadmill in that zone, and that's where she finds a great sense of peace and alignment. So what is it for you? For me, it's definitely chilling and getting into that meditative state and using all of the practices that I have and feeling that connection strongly with God consciousness. That's what really gets me in a nice place. What do you do? Leave me a comment. I would love to know. Like, share, and subscribe, and all of that good stuff, guys. You know, we're getting into a new year. Let's build a strong community so that we can really be there for each other, so we can get everything that we want and live our dreams. Anyway, my loves, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.